first of all, thanks Dan for being here and for taking the time to join us on today's podcast. How are you, man?
All good, all good. Excited to talk about marketing.
Yes, yes. The reason I brought you in is because you and Sveta, obviously both of you, you are really, really good at what's known as side project marketing, right? With your, so can you just give us, for people who are not, maybe not that familiar with the term, can you give us like an overview of how would you describe like side project marketing?
Yeah, I think the simplest definition is that you build tools, and most of them are free, that give value in a very simple way to your users and promote your paid product organically. So think of blog post articles, but instead of just reading, you play with something, you use a tool, and then you're like, okay, maybe I should check the paid product too.
Mm. Yeah, I love that. How did you stumble upon this? Because I know that you have like your projects, you have MakerBox, have FounderPal. I don't know if you have anything else going on. I know you have like a bunch of things, but how did you decided that, hey, maybe side project marketing is like the channel for us to test, versus like the typical indie hacker marketing channels like Twitter or Product Hunt,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, actually, I have no idea. Like the first tool we launched 1 year ago, I started to think today before the podcast, like, how did I thought of side project marketing? And I have no clue. I just 1 year ago, the founder pal was completely different. It was generate 60 tweet ideas in like 5 minutes. And we launched it, we got some sales. And then for some reason, and again, I don't remember the logic, I thought it would be cool to promote FounderPal by launching a free tool, for example, to generate your personal positioning like for Twitter, and then it would be like, again, very organic to promote FounderPal in that format. And we launched it. It was complete piece of crap. We didn't even launch it on Product Hunt, only on Twitter. We got like 100 website visitors. And again, I didn't even think about side project marketing, but for some reason it was very organic solution. Like, can we just take a piece of product and just share it for free and let users play with it, and then they can judge for themselves and maybe buy our paid product.
Yeah, that's one of the things. You walk me up. What's the usual user journey? When someone takes like one of your free products, in this case, like what do they do? Like, do they first play, then they give you the email? Do you ask for, and then you pitch your product? Like, what's like the usual way of how that?
Yeah, so there are a few steps in the funnel. So first step is to let users play with the free tool without any commitment on their side. A lot of companies, they become greedy, they ask for an email upfront, but if you think from the user perspective, let's say you search for user persona generator, okay, you want to generate your ideal customer profile. You land on some tool, you don't know this tool, okay, you don't know the company, you don't know the results. How confident are you to give your email? Because you know for sure something will come to this email. This is not just free email for them. You will get a few emails from them. And my my philosophy is very simple. The first step should be less friction. We just ask for two input fields in most products. For example, your business description and your target audience, just to generate a result. We need this basic information. We keep it super light. We give the result for free. There is no email. You can restart. You can play as much as you want. But then in every product, we have a step when we say, for example, okay, you got your user persona profile, but now you can generate 9 marketing ideas how to attract and like sell to this user persona. And for this, we will ask for email. And a person can still be very satisfied with initial results. They won't go there, and there will be no hard feelings from both sides. But some people will be like, yeah, I actually need these ideas. And that's how we get an email from them. After that step, there is like, if else situation.
Yeah.
So some people, they will just leave an email and not check our products on the website, and we will send them a few emails, and if they read these emails, they will get additional value and they will understand that we have paid products. And some users will stay on the website, they will discover more free tools, and then they will go and play with the product. But we just try to make as many touch points as possible just to build trust, because I think in AI space especially, there are so many companies that just build crap products, and people, they got a lot of bad experiences when they buy and it's just crap. So we just try
Yeah.
to let them play with the product, let them understand that this is not a regular
Yeah.
AI product, and that's enough.
Yeah, I think you are. That's pretty smart. Like giving like first without asking for anything, because I think right now most of us are trained even like to get like something nice, you need to give your email stuff. So you're kind of going backwards to that and playing with, hey, here's the free. This is valuable alone, but if you want more or more
Yeah.
insights, more, then give us our email. But the first step is like free value upfront, asks no or anything. So I think that's pretty smart, and I think that's one of the reasons why you are like so successful with this. I think that I would say that that's one of those like seeing from the outside. So that's pretty cool that you do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it,
So
it, it was it was new. Just like to give you an idea, all of the tools, if you go to Google on most of keywords that we rank for, all of these tools ask for an email.
yeah,
And
yeah,
again, we can probably do that. Maybe we'll get even more emails. The question is, will we get more correct emails? Because a person can just
yeah,
give you a
yeah.
fake email and you just spend your time. It will waste your ConvertKit bill in the end of the month. And yeah,
Yeah, it's not so much about quantity but quality. Like you want people who
yeah,
are like actual interested in your thing, and those are willing to be like, they will also be easier for them to turn into like paid customers, which is the ultimate goal, right? So
yeah,
uh cool. So okay, now for example, like, so what's the next step? You put them, I understand, in like in an automated sequence to upsell them to like the paid product. But do you have like any you always use, or is it like different for every product? You have like different sequences or stuff like that?
yeah. Yeah, so we have, yeah, I think the one sequence because it's one tool. So the first email, and this is something we discovered. So let's say you left your email in some free tool. Obviously, you understand that in some hours you will get some marketing emails, and that's like basic reaction. How can we as a company overcome this? We can overcome by giving you even more free stuff. And the first touch
Yeah.
point in email is like we have a collection of free chat GPT prompts. You can access them. They're super valuable for your use case, and like duplicate this database, or we will delete it soon, something like this. And this call to action is better than just upselling our product, because again, most of these people, they don't know about us.
Yeah.
They are not from
Yeah.
Twitter. They are from Google, or some from TikTok influencer who recorded a video about our tool. Then I think we have, I'm not sure, I think maybe one or two emails that just, describe the product, describe the story, why we built it. I'm not sure if we share testimonials. And then we have some like limited deal, go and
Yeah.
upgrade. We have this deal. But recently we made a huge switch. We always sell from the landing page, but now we have a free demo of a paid product, so people can again sign up to play with the product. And now it's easier for us in emails, because now we can just say, okay, go and create a free account.
Yeah.
It's way easier to send this type of email compared to like go and buy $200 product. But this is the main email sequence. We don't overcomplicate this. All of these people who left an email, we send them once a month an email about new tool. We send them a newsletter about marketing, and yeah, they can unsubscribe very easily. A lot of people unsubscribe because they don't care. But again, this is proven method for us to get people outside of tech Twitter bubble, and these people still are interested. They are quite okay of receiving emails if you keep them interesting, if you keep them short, if it's easy for them to unsubscribe. A lot of people enjoy getting emails that way.
Yeah, and yeah, I totally agree. And like, how many like right now on your database for this? Like, how many people have you managed to capture during doing this thing?
Yeah. I think we killed like 5K emails last month, but it's still like
Wow.
25K right now. And yeah, I mean, of
Yeah.
course, it's not like 100% open rate for sure, but that's a comfortable number right now for us.
Yeah.
But this approach in general led us to grow, I would say, around 500 to 700 net emails per week. So like minus all unsubscribes, people who are not
Yeah.
willing to read emails. And I think that's a quite good metric, because when I
Yeah.
was doing Twitter giveaways, this was the number you could do from a good Twitter giveaway, like 700 emails, for example. But you need to do a
Yeah.
lot. You needed to have this annoying tweet like and retweet, and I will DM you. And for example, SEO is not working for freebies a lot. So if you created like some kind of ebook, it will not get ranked on Google really well. So this channel of like free tools and collecting emails is working super well for us in terms of lead generation.
Definitely, because I saw that recently that you crossed like 200K in total revenue. Started like
Yeah.
your projects like MakerBox and so on. So I mean, that's a testimony of like how well this is working for you guys. Like these simple funnels, collect emails, put them, send an email every now and then, keep them engaged. You don't need to over things like most marketers to do. So
Yeah, and this change actually doubled our revenue last year, because 1 year ago, it was February, we were struggling a lot with revenue, a lot. January and February, they were like the worst months. It was hard for us to cross 4K revenue, because we were trapped into this indie hacker, I think, mindset of, you need to launch something, you will promote it on Twitter, like launch a product, promote on Twitter. But honestly, all of these products, they get a spike of sales, and then it's nothing. Then it's like in 2 weeks, the sales are down to like 100 per week, maybe 500 if you are lucky. And that's when we changed a lot from this like launch mindset to a marketing funnel. And this is basically the marketing funnel, because I don't do anything to promote my old tools. Like, we launched user persona generator last summer, so it's like maybe 8 months ago. I'm not doing anything, and I'm just looking, for example, at this right now. Today, 500 website visitors, unique website visitors. I haven't done a single thing.
That's great.
Yeah, but SEO is doing its thing, emails are doing its thing, and marketing funnel is just working. And okay, maybe it won't bring me 20 sales per day, but if it brings me 1, 2, 3 sales per day, that's good enough to just have a baseline of sales that you are not going. And that change, I'm super glad it happened. I need to just give a shout out to Mike Cardona, who pushed me to do email marketing, and thanks to him, this change doubled our revenue. There will be no revenue share, Mike. If you are listening to this, you're just a nice guy. I appreciate you a lot, but no.
No comment. Yeah, Mike is awesome. Mike is someone super smart, like someone who knows a lot about this type of stuff.
Mike is pushing
Yeah,
me to
man. So
LinkedIn. I saw you are on LinkedIn now.
yeah, I am too. It's like the new promised land. Let's see. Not convinced, I know.
Yeah.
um, so like, okay, you have like, you mentioned like a few channels, like SEO is working really well for you. But I also saw you, your products on different places. I saw you on AI directories, like these AI tool directories. I saw you sponsoring a few newsletters. I've seen like some of your products like sponsoring newsletters. So I'm curious, like how much, because I know you, as you said, like you have this baseline that happens mostly with SEO, stuff like that. But how often run these experiments? Okay, let's try to sponsor like 5 newsletters this month. What's the mindset behind these experiments? Are you fishing for new channels to see?
Yeah. I think we spent the last year with a lot of experiments to understand what's marketing working for us. We tried Google Ads, we tried newsletter sponsorships, and a lot of stuff. So, what is our go-to right now? So first, and this is like the thing that's the best, and this is something I changed my mind last year, is SEO, because we don't do any usual SEO work, like a lot of technical optimization, asking for backlinks. No, we just find a really good keyword, and I spent some time on this. I tried to find a good keyword. Then we just try to build a tool that is as good as we wanted ourselves, and then we don't do anything. We don't ask for backlinks. People just give us backlinks because the tool is good, and there is ongoing this distribution loop that we can talk later about. And SEO is number one because people just Google user persona generator, business ideas generator, and that's the first channel for us for FounderPal right now, and something I continue to double down in 2024. So second thing, and this is way less predictable, but still, this is like TikTok influencers or newsletter influencers that give you a free shout out. Because if we talk about paid newsletter sponsorships or paid TikTok influencers, honestly, this is something that is not working really well, in my opinion, because paid newsletter sponsorships, I think I spent a few $1,000s on newsletter sponsorships, and I can like say very confidently it's not efficient at all. Like it's definitely for brand awareness, like you saw something, but it's not performance. It's not something you spend $500, you will get $1,000 in return. No. So that's we do it, we get it for free because, for example, today we launched a slogan generator recently, and today I woke up and I saw a free newsletter sponsor from I think Superhuman AI. It was today or yesterday. Yeah. And other newsletters, they just feature it. We didn't do anything, but if we wanted to sponsor them, it would cost us, $1,000 per newsletter easily. So it's very expensive. We only rely on free stuff, and it's working. And second category is like TikToks. Again, if you go and you try to sponsor TikToks to get a paid feature, man, the prices are crazy. Like people will charge you up to 1,000 per video without any guarantees. And you open their profile, it's like 1,000 views, 5,000 views. It's nothing. It's like it's a casino. You like chances are 1 to 100 to go viral, but you will pay like a lot. So we don't do paid there. We just do like free stuff. So for us, it's mostly SEO, a thing that we can control, a thing that we can predict. And second, a lot of features, but we don't do any work there because it's unpredictable. But it's working really well because, again, influencers are interested in free tools, because if they share free tools, it makes their account, their newsletter more valuable to people. More people will subscribe, they will sell more ads. So these two channels are working. This year we are experimenting, I think, with two things. First is to shoot TikToks ourselves. we started to do it ourselves. Sveta recorded like I think 20 videos, but
Wow.
we were stuck at some like 500 to 1000 views. We were just stuck at this level. Nothing was going beyond. We are partnering up with a TikTok girl from Philippines. She will record TikToks for us, and hopefully it will work for us. That's like our first, contractor, new experience, and that's probably a big experiment for this year. And I hope we can, understand what type of videos we need to shoot to promote our free tools. And second,
Yeah.
and this is a big influence from Nico, I think I'm ready to try Facebook ads this year with his help. This
Cool.
could be a promotion of his Facebook ads course, but not he's not that my best friend. So yeah, I think Facebook ads are still great, and I heard his results with Talk Notes. I heard his results with Mark Shipfast, and it's just too good to pass. At least spend a
Yeah.
few
Yeah.
$1,000s to try. Maybe it will be, not the biggest ROI, but compared to newsletter sponsorships, compared to TikTok influencers, I think Facebook ads
Yeah.
is something that's still a king in the jungle.
Yeah, it is. It is from what I hear too from other people. Like, definitely, even it sounds like super outdated, right? Like something that you did like back 5 or 10 years ago, but it's still like king and it works. So I mean, I think there is a few things here. Like the first one is obviously products get shared because of products, otherwise they wouldn't get shared, right? So that's the first thing. So even though like make it free, whatever, like yeah, make it free, but like it needs to be good, otherwise people won't share it. So that's like the first one I would say. Many people focus on all the marketing and business plans, but then they make like a shit product. They forget that that's actually the first thing. You should make like an actual good product.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's the first one. And then the second one, SEO is so interesting because for me, like I've never done SEO, so I'm like super. This sounds like too technical and too difficult, and like and I mean, you mentioned that you basically just target like, and you will like. I understand that you will like the tool more or less that's like an answer to that key like that. But can you talk about that loop that you before, because I think that's pretty interesting. I don't think that many people are into SEO. It doesn't sound
yeah,
sexy, but apparently it works really
yeah.
well. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I was beefing a lot with SEO last year, and I think my main logic was like, only boring people do like my target audience is shiny, is on Twitter, it's cool. But then a few
Yeah.
things I learned. So first, most people that are active on Twitter will never buy your product. Like Alex never bought my products. He's not my target audience. But Instagram coach from Minnesota, this is my target audience that will buy
Yeah.
5 products. And if you think like when you think about Twitter and you think, okay, these people will buy, no, none of them will buy. I have maybe a few names from Twitter who are my customers, but it's less than 10 that I remember this person bought something from me.
Yeah.
You will sell mostly to regular people with no social media, with no, presence
Yeah.
online, just regular people. For these people don't
Yeah.
know about MRR screenshots, they don't know about product hunter quotes, just regular people. Just
Yeah.
as you are a regular person in terms of like buying insurance, they are regular people in terms of buying SaaS. These people they go to is to go and Google stuff or ask friends, but mostly Google stuff because again,
Yeah.
I Google stuff all the time. And this is like still one of the best channels. I was on the side that ChatGPT will kill it, but if we look at Google updates of AI in search, it's safe to say that we have still a few years when ChatGPT
Yeah.
will kill
Yeah.
search. So so what is SEO? I'm not the biggest expert in SEO, and a lot of things will not work if you, for example, have an e-commerce with a lot of pages. that's different rules.
Mhm.
Okay, I have no idea what's happening there. I can talk about like you have a content product or productized service or maybe a micro SaaS, and you want to get people from Google. So the biggest 80 to 20, what you can do is to find a good keyword. So for example, if you go and
Yeah.
you try to rank SEO agency, you will fail because first 100 pages of Google are already taken by big companies with a lot of backlinks. But if you go and find a really good keyword with decent traffic already, not too much, but decent, and no
Mhm.
competition, let me give you an example. For example, business ideas generator. We found, guys,
Mhm.
if you listen to this, don't pick this keyword. I already taken, please.
It's,
It's mine. Okay.
t-
I
yeah. Finally.
yeah, I saw this keyword. I see that every month it has like around 3K monthly searches. That's good enough. It's good. But first page is a lot of irrelevant products that are not
Yeah.
100% about generating business ideas, or products that were built 100 years ago. Like for example, when I googled it, it was a product from Peter Levels. I think he launched it like, I don't know, a few years ago. It was like one random business idea from ChatGPT every day, and it was like just a random dead product.
Yeah.
And other products like this, and I see that I can win this keyword if I build something good, because these products are not famous, that they are not go to, they are just on the first page because there are no good alternatives. And that's
Yeah.
your biggest focus, to find a keyword in which you can win pretty easily. That's the first part. Then you build something, you attribute heading one, tag, all of this technical stuff, which is somewhat important, but not really. And that's then the second thing, which is really important, which you should focus on. How can you get backlinks? Because backlinks,
Mm.
basically Google needs to hear that not only you think that your page is cool and useful and should be on the first page. You need to show Google that other websites think that way, and you just need to understand how can you get backlinks. Okay, so there are
Yeah.
a lot of ways. You can go to directories, post your product and other stuff, but mostly that not will be enough if you just post it to indie hackers, and there is NAE for that, and maybe other tools. You need to find a way to get it to more websites. There are different ways. You
Yeah.
can pay for it, you can outreach to people, but honestly, my idea is very simple. You just make a tool so good, so easy to use, so free for users,
Yeah.
that people, influencers, bloggers, they can't ignore it. It's just too good to ignore it. And this approach is not,
Yeah.
not bulletproof. Maybe in 5 tools, only one will work that way. But when you win it, you will get a lot of traffic. Okay. And
Yeah.
yeah, that would be like, if I can summarize SEO
Yeah.
for site project marketing: 2 steps: find overlooked keywords in which you can win pretty easily, and then find a way to get decent like amount of backlinks to your new page.
Yeah, I love that because it's like super simple, like your other approaches in general, but it just like logical and makes a ton of sense. Just to try, okay, make a good thing and make sure that people find it valuable enough that they share it everywhere. So Google understands, like, okay, this is like an actual interesting link to push because people find it interesting. That's super simple. People at the same time with SEO, they also get focused on like, and I need to do all of these crazy optimizations and then add this
Yeah,
thing here and name all the images like that,
yeah,
and but the most important thing, which is like making a actual useful article tool in this case, they forget about it. So
I
yeah,
think
totally agree.
there is
That's super
a
cool.
page speed
Yeah.
report by Google, and there is like a SEO, score. And I have like, if people follow me for some time, they know I joke a lot about developers who want to score
Yeah.
100. So I
Yeah.
never did a page speed report for FounderPal. I don't know numbers for FounderPal. I have no idea. If you go right now, maybe it's 30, maybe it's 50, but I know for sure that FounderPal will get more SEO traffic than like any developer with 100s on page speed report, because these technical things are important to some extent, but they're details. The most important thing is, do people Google for it, and are you good enough to be on the first page? Everything else is somewhat important. You can't forget about it, but it's not the key. It's not the key of SEO. And a lot of people focus on it because it's easier. If you're a developer, it's much easier to optimize the page than to build something good and distribute it to get backlinks.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so we talked about like distribution, we talked about like doing the product and all of that, but I'm curious about like the money part. And I know that you pitch like your paid products, but you are pretty big on like one-time payments versus like subscriptions, right? So you are like an advocate, I would say, for one-time payments. Like, can you elaborate a bit on that? Because I know that a lot of people have doubts, especially with certain types of products, like products, but also like even like content products. Some people like, no, I want to do like a yearly membership or stuff like that. Is that a good idea or not?
Yeah, I think one-time payment beef is very fun to do. Honestly, one of my favorite thing to do is just to shitpost about one-time payments. But if we talk about seriously, and I made a serious post about that topic, the thing that I advocate in a nutshell is you as a solopreneur need to get profitable faster. You need to get more traction faster. Like, you don't have a lot of time. You can't wait 5 years to get profitable, right? If you want to quit your job, if you want to focus full time, you need to get profitable faster. And what I say is, if you need 5K revenue, for example, this is your ramen profitability, it's much easier to do with one-time payments than with monthly subscription. I know some people that, like, for example, I think a good example is Dimitro from Twitter. We screenshot one, and I think he's doing it for 2.5 years already. And at this point, he's like 4K MRR. And, it took him like almost 3 years to reach 5K MRR. And if you want to do it in 3 months, monthly subscriptions are not for you. Building SaaS is not for you. You need to pick an easier way. It can be digital products, it can be productized services, it can be AI wrappers. And these products are usually sold with one-time payments. Because, for example, marketing strategy generator, a product that I have, FounderPal. Okay, can I sell marketing strategy generator with subscription? Probably yes. There is a segment of people who, they need marketing strategy every week. Okay, maybe I can sell them for $39 per month. That's like probably the highest point I can think of for solopreneurs. Okay, there are a few questions here. First, do I believe that they will be subscribed for 6 months plus? Not really. The product is still early. Most importantly, not a lot of solopreneurs will be in business after 6 months. A lot of people will just go back to jobs or pause the thing. And secondly is the question, is my product just good enough right now so I can expect it to deliver value every week? Also, no. I'm just being honest with myself. It's good, but it's not just that good. It's not that embedded into a life of my user. And that all leads that I can sell a one-time payment in which I will price the costs and still get a lot of money upfront that I can then reuse to spend on marketing or something else. And that's why I suggest a lot of people to start with one-time payments. Honestly, just to clarify, these months, next month, March, I want to launch Smooth finally from beta, and this product will be with subscription. And I want to get subscription revenue this year finally, some income with recurring revenue. But it took me 2 years, to
Yeah.
build a
Yeah.
foundation with one-time payments in which I don't need to think um, like paying my bills, and then
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
um, think, oh, I want to use some recurring revenue. And a lot of people are concerned, especially with side project marketing, especially with AI wrappers. But then there are ghosts, there is OpenAI
Mhm.
API, and there are a few things here. First, let's be honest, OpenAI is insanely cheap. Like the price for the API is inadequate. I
Yeah.
hope nobody is listening to this podcast. Keep it that way, guys. They recently launched a ChatGPT 3.5 that is turbo. I think it's way cheaper. Uh,
Mhm.
ChatGPT GPT-4 turbo also cheaper. It's not that expensive, okay? And for most of solopreneurs, it won't be more than $100 per month because they just won't have a lot of customers like this.
Yeah.
That's the first
Yeah.
thing. Second thing, you can always put limits, time limitations. Okay, don't sell lifetime deal to your product. Sell a 1 year access for a fixed price. Okay, this will be like
Mm.
annual subscription, but without subscription part. And I think um,
Yeah.
my intention is make your life easier, get traction faster, and then try more challenging things. Because in the beginning, you just want wins. You want to get this, process of
Yeah.
wins every week, and you grow, 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 and then okay, now let's do something challenging.
Yeah, you want to get the momentum, right? Because
Yeah,
otherwise,
yeah, yeah,
at the beginning, if you try to build like the big thing at the beginning, like a big SaaS, whatever, it's so hard to get traction for that, right? As you said, like one-time payments on like simpler products, that's like doable for most people, or I would say. And as you said, like you can build that runaway, and then you can do like bigger things if you want, because you are likely also going to have like more emails or more people to promote it to, like a bigger audience if you are doing that too. Like right now, I bet like your friend Mark, who's like right now is like the hottest indie hacker, I would say, in the world. Like he posted whatever product, and everyone is like, oh, going into like his tweets or whatever. So, but he has been building shit for like how long, So that's the other thing.
yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty. Um, I would say I have one more thing that I want to discuss with you before we end, and it's your because I love following you on Twitter because it's so fun how you make fun of like indie hackers and stuff like that. You are always like jokes and shit posting and like telling people to fuck off on your replies, which I think is super fun, honestly, because it's so against what most indie hacker Twitter feels like. Because sometimes it's like oh, I love your product, my friend, and everything is like pink and flowers, and but at the end of the day, most of them, they don't make any money. But you are like, nah, fuck you, yeah, that's a shit product. Like, I mean, not like that, but you understand what I mean. So
Yeah.
is that because you are like that, or is a bit of an act that you have, that you are like that because you like it, you have fun with it? Where does that come from?
Yeah, it's definitely just how I behave in life. Like if you
Okay.
speak to any person who knows me in real life, Mark, Nico, um, I'm very straightforward. I like to joke. I like to be on this like thin ice with
Mhm.
some jokes, and that's just who I am. And I don't want to pretend on Twitter to be like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm very American. I will say only nice things about you, but then in my head, I will think you're a piece of shit. But on Twitter, I will say nice things about you. No, I try to be as genuine as possible, and I completely okay with some people being mad about it. I saw a lot of people blocking me. Like sometimes I
Mhm.
ask Sveta all the time, like, do you see people blocking you on Twitter? And she's like, no, 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 no. And I see sometimes like, oh, you are blocked here. I'm like, oh, I don't know this person, but I guess I made them mad. And second thing is, um, again, I try not to be just a shit poster who will just say things to trigger people, because I don't like these people too. I just want to
Mm.
say a useful thing in a way that people will hear, because again,
Yeah.
2 years ago, I tried to have a different tone of voice. and I just saw it's not working. I saw if you try to be try to post useful content, but without challenging some status quo, you're just not going
Yeah.
to be heard because people just don't want to hear it. But when you post something, that is thought provoking, it will make some people mad, but most people will agree with it. They will just have like first reaction, huh, and then like they agree. That's something I want to
Yeah.
do. I want to post useful content, and I think my content is, sometimes it's jokes. Sometimes I like to post tweets like 6 unique ideas for 2024, and all of them are just like Next.js boilerplate and chat GPT with PDFs. And I see like 200 bookmarks on these tweets, and I'm like, okay, I'm probably a bad person. I will ruin this year for some people. Um, but most of the time, I just want to cut through the noise and to get to
Yeah.
people, because I think indie hacker community is super great, is um, supporting, it's really non-competing in many ways. Like if you compare, let's say, I don't know, e-commerce or some, I don't know,
Yeah.
Instagram education businesses, these people eat each other alive. That's a regular thing.
Yeah.
There is no partnership, no community. Everyone is on their own. Our community is very unique in terms of like, we actually care a lot about other people in a way that you will spend some time to just help a person. And I enjoy it a lot. But the thing that I absolutely hate about our community, that sometimes we go too much. We will say
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
thing just to, not what we think, not what we think is the best to person to hear, but something like very lazy. Okay, go for it, well done, so inspirational. And
Yeah.
sometimes I just want to go tweet and say, like, for example, that launching product and seeing if it sticks or not is a bad strategy. And some people will say, oh, then you are a dumb piece of shit. But some people will think, okay, maybe I need to rethink my strategy. Maybe something is wrong. And this
Yeah.
person will start getting challenging about his or her ideas. And that's a good input, I think. And that's what I like to do. And of course, I like to shitpost a lot on Twitter. That's also true.
Yeah, I think the key is like what you said, like thought provoking, just like
Yeah,
avoid the bland content that they on Twitter and in general everywhere in the world. Like there's like so much bland content and really challenging like the status quo and some of the ideas. And I love that you do that, and it resonates with a lot of people. And when I see other creators do the same, like they have like an enemy, for example, like okay, I'm going against this thing, like a person, it
yeah,
can be like a thing, like against the 9 to 5, for example, and then they
yeah,
do post another thing, like people, like yeah, you are right, and some people are like yeah, I fucking hate you, but at least they are like reacting to it. They are not
yeah,
like okay, like and scroll, which is what
yeah,
happens with 99% of content probably. So I think
yeah.
that's uh pretty smart. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see a point of posting another guide how to analyze your target audience, because there are like thousands of them online. But if I can post something thought provoking, that monthly subscriptions are not the go-to of aspiring, shouldn't be a go-to of aspiring solopreneurs. Okay, it's more challenging. It will make some people mad. Some people will read this content and think, oh, what do you know? Then you are just a marketing guru, you don't build anything. And that's okay, I can take it. But some people will be like, okay, maybe I don't need to put a subscription to, because look, I have like a guilty pleasure. I go to a lot of profiles of indie hackers and click their products, and so I probably clicked all of your products. Like I see everything. I analyze everything. When I see good products, good product ideas, but then I see like a complete irrelevant monetization, I can't help myself but tweet something about it, so people will make less mistakes. I don't want to go to this person and ruin their day and say like, "Oh, you're wrong. You should try something else." But I will tweet something that will help this person if they will read them, and other people. And yeah, just prefer mm, to tweet what I think and not what is just good for business. Good for business.
Yeah, yeah, I love that, man. That's super cool. Yeah, so more or less that's it for today. Where can people find more about you and your stuff, like stuff?
Uh, if you prefer to get irritated on Twitter, just Google Dan Kulkov and you will find a really punchable person with a pink profile picture, and that will be me for sure. And if just a shameless plug of this conversation, if you want to build AI wrappers to side project, but probably you don't know how to code, you don't want to learn this, you can do it in Bubble. And I have a very beautiful course that I made how I build these side project marketing tools in Bubble in a very short time, and you can find it in my bio links. So yeah, if that will be useful for you guys, let me know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks again, Dan, for being here, and everyone else for listening, and day.
Thank you, Alex. Bye bye.